Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and welcome to Winging It Wednesday. Today, what I thought we would work on, I just pulled out some different bags and envelopes from my stash. Some of them are new, some of them are junk mail envelopes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start covering some of these with some paper, and I'm getting ready to make another one of our envelope journals. So it'll be all envelopes and bags, and it'll be made into a journal shape. So I've got some of these glossine bags or envelopes, glossine envelopes, not bags. And I think I'll start with that because we can attach that there. These are, I know somebody's going to ask me the size of all this. Excuse me. These are 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. And if I remember, I'll put the link below as to where I got these. I got them off of Amazon, where I get lots of things. If I can't find it wholesale, I get it there. Now, I thought about just putting her on there. I don't really want to cover the whole glossine bag, so I'm thinking about just gluing her down there. What do you think? I feel like my voice has changed. I feel like it's up about 5 octaves. I don't know why. I think it's this weather. It seems like my voice is a lot higher than it used to be. I don't know. Earlier this morning it was really, really low. But I think it's just allergies and weather all together. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to put it, not going to try to center it, but I'll put it somewhat near. That'll work. Let's get our bone folder. Now, I just used my glue stick on here. You can use your Bearly Arts if you want, and it doesn't make it pucker. I'm going to have to get a wet wipe. Excuse me just a minute. I can't stand to get that glue all over my hands, and then my hands start sticking to everything. Now, I think I might put a label on here somewhere. Just a little label of some kind. Let's see. Here's one that's got blue around it. I just thought this blue, the lady in blue, was so pretty. Let's put that there. I kind of like that. And this is my ephemera book for my labels. And yes, I've had lots of questions on this. I do have the video tutorial how I made this and all of my other journals. So you can go over to the playlist. It's on a playlist on our channel, and it just says ephemera journals. You can go over there and you can check all those out because I've made quite a few different sizes. There we go. And I don't think that needs anything else. We'll put a little bit of something right here just to have something there. And I pulled out just a lot of different little pieces of ephemera. We'll use some of these. They don't have to match completely. Let's see, I want something a little bit more colorful though. What about that? Yeah, let's put that on there. And I'm going to ink it up a little bit around the edges. But since I was thinking about making the envelope journal, I thought, well, I'll go ahead and get started on some of my envelopes. I may not cover them all, but I'll at least get a good start on it. Because that's the only thing that takes you the time, is getting your envelopes ready to make an envelope journal. And I hadn't made one in a few months, so I thought it was time. There we go. And that's all I'm going to do to that. And that is ready to attach in the envelope journal. Now let's grab another Let's do one of these. It's just a cream color, and this is a new one that I don't know, I got somewhere. I could have gotten some through the Happy Mail, or who knows. Oh, I like that on there. And I'm not going to cover this whole thing either because I don't mind that cream color on there. So what are you guys doing today? Don't forget to leave your comments below the video because we are going to be drawing at the end of the month for a winner. And it is open international. So if you are in one of our other countries watching, you're welcome to join in as long as you are a subscriber to our channel. We have to have you be a subscriber in order to do the giveaways. That just keeps people from just drifting through and, you know, oops, did I put that one in? No, that'll be all right. That'll be right. Okay. I have to have some with the tab on this side and some with the tab on that side. So that's, I'm trying to alternate. And then I thought I had messed it up. So let's see. And I have no idea where I got most of these little pieces. No idea. You know, I think on the back, I've got this little piece of paper, and I think this came from ePaperie, if I'm not mistaken. And I may just tear it and put a piece of this on the back. Yeah. Let me grab my ruler. We got more rulers in. We got more craft mats in. We got more glue in. I'm not doing a good job on that tearing. This paper is very tough. Got lots of refills on things. So we should be pretty well stocked back up again. I think I did a better job tearing it with my fingers. I just want it to look rough. I don't want it to look nice and neat. There we go. And then I'm just going to tear it off right there. And that piece will go down there. So yeah, I try to do that because, you know, I don't want people, there are people out there that just go through YouTube and try to find giveaways. And they'll leave comments and things just to try to win the giveaway. And then never watch your channel again. And I don't want that. I want some of our people that are, you know, dedicated to us, that have been watching us for a long time. I want those people to be able to win, not people that's just drifting through trying to find a freebie. All right, let's make sure that I do them both the right way. Do one way and do the other one the other way. That wouldn't be so good. I love how that ink makes that paper look. Looks like it's burned a little bit around the edges. I love that. Okay. So that one, that's all we're going to do on that one. So that's a couple already done. Now I had a larger one here somewhere. This is it. And let's see, we need our flap maybe on this side this time. And I am going to use, I think, I don't know if it's going to show up real well on here. This is the Tim Holtz, like tissue paper. It's not going to show up well enough on that. Let's do a white one again. I want it to show if I'm going to put it on there. I do have a white one here if I can get it pulled out. This is just a junk mail envelope. Now, it doesn't have a flap. The person that sent it to me had just cut into it like this instead of opening the flap, which is basically what I do most of the time. But I'm going to add a flap to it, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that in just a minute. But right now, what we're going to do is just see. And I may have to add it this way. That would be all right too. It doesn't have to go, I mean, this goes in every direction, so it doesn't have to go one particular direction. And we don't have any more of this. I think we sold out quite a while ago, and then we didn't get any more in for the longest. And I don't think we can get it right now. It's out of stock, so I'll try to find it somewhere else if I can and link it. Maybe somebody else out there has it somewhere. And I am just trimming this off a little bit because it's a little bit big. And I'm not even going to worry about trimming it straight. I would tear it if it will tear, but this doesn't tear that well. So see, we're going to put it that way. Just like that. Now I'm going to use my glue again. You can always use your Barely Arts for this. I just happen to have this glue handy. And since we got in more, somebody asked me on the video last night, did you finally get your glue in? Yes. And I was so happy. I stuck a whole bunch in my drawer. Okay. I'm hoping I got glue everywhere. I couldn't see it on there that well. Whoops. Let's go, Edith. Get it together, girl. Now, I don't mind if it has a wrinkle here or there. That doesn't bother me. It does bother me that it's a little bit long, though, so we're going to cut off a little bit more right here. There we go. Now see, that's not straight, but I don't mind that. That's fine and dandy with me. It's got the main parts covered up, and that's all I care about. The parts that needed to be covered. Okay, we got that on there. Now, I think on this one, let's see. Where will I put the flap? Let me go ahead and glue this down a little bit. Try to decide which side I want my flap on. And I may have to start laying some of these together just to see. You guys let me know if this is bright enough or too bright. I do have different lights on, so I'm hoping. I know there's shadows, but, you know, I don't know how to resolve not having shadows. Okay, I think on this one, I'm going to put my flap on this side. We're just going to alternate back and forth. So since this one didn't have a flap on it, we're going to make one. So let me get some scrap paper. Let me look right here. Just going to get a piece of scrap. Doesn't have to be anything as long as it's long enough. That's all we care about. It's not going to show anyway. That piece will be long enough. So I'm just going to measure it. Then just cut it off or tear it off. And I'm going to tear it down because I just don't need a real big flap. Well, I say this is not going to show. It probably won't, depending on how I put all of the envelopes together. Most of the time it doesn't show, so don't hold me to that. And I may have to tear it off a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to glue it right here, right across here, instead of putting it on the inside, because this is tore kind of crooked. And if I glue it across here, it will cover most of that up where it's torn crooked. Let's see. I think that's somewhat near straight. And then we'll just fold it over. Like I said, it doesn't have to be straight because this is going to be on the probably the inside of another flap. So just get it the best you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. There is no perfection in this world. And especially since I folded it 4 times, and all 4 times I got a different fold creased. It's not perfect, is it? All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut these little corners off. So if you have some envelopes that don't have the flaps, don't worry about it. Just add a flap on there. You're just adding something to glue everything together with. That's all you're doing. Put a little glue right there to close that up. And there's our little flap. All said and done. Okay. I don't mind that. Then on this side, let's see. Really doesn't matter which way's up, which way's down. But we will find something to glue over here. Oh, it's not quite big enough. I think I might use just a piece of this. I mean, this is going to be on 2 different pages. So this side doesn't necessarily have to match that side. But it will anyway, because the other side is just craft colors. I want to get my birds. I don't want to tear my birds in half. So let's go this way. This is a piece that we have had in the store before. We don't have any more. We can't get any more right now. And it's not exactly, I don't really know what it is. It's a thin paper, but it's not like, oh, my mind's blank. You know what I'm talking about. It's not like that washi paper, or I don't know what I'm trying to say, but anyway, it's not like that. I did mark, didn't I? There we go. Yeah, that'll work. I'll put that right there. So in the video last night, we had lots of comments. That's great. You guys leave those comments if you want to be entered to win. And I enjoy reading them too. I may not get to respond to all of them. I do respond with a heart when I've read them. I may not get to answer a lot of them, but if you have a specific question, just make sure that you put a question mark at the end of your question. That way it, you know, it brings it to my eyes. I start saying my face. It brings it to my face. Brings it to my eyes so that I can remember to answer it. And I try my best to answer all those. All right, so that one is covered, ready to go. And this one's going to be a very eclectic envelope journal. So see, that would go like that. This could hook on to something else. And then you might have, I wouldn't have this one. I'd have a bigger one, but then you have another one here. And then another one here. That's why our little tabs need to go back and forth. So let's go ahead and do this one because we're needing a bigger one. Is that my next biggest size? No, I got this one. Let's do this one next. This is bigger. Now, let's look at this. We've got our tab over here, so we need the tab on this side on this one, like this. So that's how you would put your envelopes together. But I would cut this off so that it wouldn't cover up so much of that paper. Just like that. And you could always attach something to this if you wanted to, like a piece of paper or whatever. And then on the inside of these, when we get this journal put together, we're going to put some pages in here, some journal pages. So I need to put the paper on this one this way. This is my top, so I'm going to go ahead and mark that so that I don't flip it over. I won't say I won't. I'm just going to say maybe I won't. Ooh, that's a good size right there, and I love that flower. This is from, a collection I put up last week, a digital. I can't even remember the name of it now. I will link it below if I can remember. If not, you can just go over and look through our digitals and you will find it. Well, I say you will find it. I'm hoping, I don't know. If I find it, I'll link it below. I don't think this was a freebie, or this one did. I don't think it went with any of the E-Club kits. I'll get it out in a minute. I don't think it did. I can't guarantee that. And what I'm using to glue on is just an old magazine that came in the mail. It's just junk mail. I mean, it really is just, I don't know. It was from Wallace State University where my kids went. So they send me one of these every so often. And it's got good paper in it that you can use for gluing on. I don't use it for anything else. And it's better than just throwing it away, I guess. At least I'm getting some good out of it. Oh yeah, love that on there. And so we can come back and even add pockets or little corner pockets or whatever on these too. Now let's mark the top here. Edith, don't flip it over. And then we'll see what paper we have that we can put on there. Oh, I think I might put that little coffee cup. Yep, that'll work. I'm going to go ahead and erase this. I just threw that in the floor. You was yelling at me, wasn't you? You thought I was going to put that upside down. Oh, me, I hope I've been in frame. I had that slid down to me. There we go. So that one is ready to go. So if we will attach these two together, and I'm going to go ahead and cut some of this off because we don't need all of that. And it doesn't have to be cut straight. Don't worry about that. You can always put something else on there if you want to. Cover it over. So this one would go like that, and I would slide it up to cover these because these are upside down and these are not. So I'd slide it up to there. And see, that would open out like that. You've got this tan and that tan. And I'll put something down through there and probably add something to the pages like labels and things. Then when you flip it over, see, I will cover that over. Now you can wait and do all of your covering when you put these, when you glue your envelopes together. I'm doing this way this time. I usually do the other way, but it really doesn't matter. Here I'll probably put a little side tuck pocket. So that way this will be covered, but yet it still won't cover this whole page. And I'll have a little side tuck that I can tuck some things in there. So there's always a way to cover things up when you finish. Don't worry about it. Don't stress over it. All right, then after that one, I think our next largest would be this. Oh, and that's going to go good together. Look at that. That blue dress and that blue. And then we'll cut this off, or we'll make it a little side tuck. I'll probably cut it off because I don't want to cover my coffee cup there. I'll just cut it off real short. It just needs just enough to glue. That's it. All right, and then our next size would be, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm losing my voice. Our next size would be this one, I think. I do believe. And that's almost, well, it is the same size of that, so I don't want the same size, so we're going to lay that one aside. See what else we got over here. Maybe this one. One of these would be our next size. And I think I'll do a brown one. That's about the same size of that. So, and that would go the flap on this side. No, the flap on this side. I'll get it right in a minute. And it would go in like that. So we'll need to cover this side with something that, you know, won't clash too bad with that. And right, like I said, right now I'm just laying them together. I'm not attaching anything at this moment, but I will in a little while. Let's see what paper we might have that would work pretty well with her. Yeah, I just feel like my voice is just going. Just, I don't know why. I mean, I don't have a cold or anything. Let's see if I've got a scrap in here that will. Oh, that's pretty. We could go that route on that side. Or that. That's a little bit too blue, I think. No, maybe not. That would work. Okay, I'm just pulling out some that I think might go okay. And this is just out of my scraps. Okay, I'm going to lay that right there. And I think we'll use this one. Now, this was a piece of Betty's. And I know that's going to be sideways, but I don't, that doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me. It's one of Betty's digitals, I believe. I should have put lotion on my hand. They're so dry. Okay. Let's see. I do think I want to bring that up a little bit more. So I'm going to reinforce this side because I'm going to bring it a little bit higher. And I just need it to be reinforced. There we go. And then we can bring it up to about right there. So we'll tear this side off a little bit. Maybe I'm going through puberty. Could be. I don't think so. Not at my age. Oh, me. Okay. Now let's see if that will work. Yes. And see, that made that much stronger so that when you put things in and out of that pocket, it doesn't tear. Uh-oh. See? I messed up. Did you see how I messed up? I put my glue on here instead of on the envelope. So now I got to cover it so that it won't stick. I got to cover this top so that it won't stick to everything. Don't want it closing my pocket up. I'm just going to put that little thin piece of paper down there. That's all it needs. Yep, don't do what I do. Now put your glue on here. I guess that's one of the most often mistakes that I make is putting my glue on the wrong place when I'm adding to these envelopes like this. I just can't help myself. Now let's see where we need to. I think I want that writing on there. And then let's see. I get the writing, I'm going to lose part of my butterfly. But I think I'd rather have the writing right now. I can always add a butterfly back if I want to. There we go. And we may make the cover for this tomorrow on our Journal Thursday. I'll have to think about it for a little bit and see. It's going to be a little bit larger than most of my books, so I'll have to look. I'll probably have to just make one from scratch. That's okay. We can do that. There we go. So then that one will go like that. And you can slide it up or down, whichever way you want it. So see, when that opens out, you'll see the beautiful lady there. See this? And then like I said, I'll trim those and I'll cover that a little bit with something. And then on this side, you'll see that. And then when you flip that over, you're going to see just a little bit of this flap. I'm just going to leave a tiny bit. So then we need to find another one to put in the opposite direction. So it needs to have the flap over here. Let's see which ones I haven't used. I haven't used any of these bags. I may wait and add the bags in later. I think that's what I'll do, because they don't necessarily have to be added in right away. Smaller. There's a smaller one right there. So it'll have the flap on this side. So it'll close like that. That will work. That looks like a good size right there. Okay. Now, I haven't used but one or two of my junk mail envelopes, but you can always go back and add those in here and there if you want to. Since this is not glued together, I'm not obligated to anything right now. I can go back and add things in all over the place. Okay, this is going to be the top. So we're just going to add some paper on here. And I think I might just use that and then put a flower on there. Because we will go back and add many things. Maybe pockets, maybe flowers, it may be who knows what. Birds, if I can get them cut out. That's my problem. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tear a little bit off of these other two sides, just so that it'll all be torn. There we go. Okay, we'll glue that right there. I think this is a page. Let's see, my finger's stuck to it. I think this is a page from a freebie that I gave too. All of our freebies are over on our blog. The only thing that we ask from you is that you be a subscriber here on our YouTube channel. Our blog link is always below, so you're welcome to go over there and download. And they stay there, you know, they stay there forever as far as I know. So far, nobody has taken them away. Now we're going to put a little something here. And let's see. Oh, I think I might just put that invoice there. May use a little lighter one. Well, that's not as big, so I need this one probably. I don't think I have another one that's the right size. Let's see what this one is. Nope. Smaller. Okay. We'll just use this one. And I'll just tear off a little bit of this side. That way I don't lose very much of it. And I can always use that little piece somewhere else. Yeah, that works. So these little invoices are from Tina, Shabby Dabby Doodah. They were one of her digitals that I purchased last year. I printed out. Okay, and then there again, we'll cut off part of that. Go ahead and lay it on here and see what we got going. I love putting these little envelope journals together. There we go. And see, I'll put a flower or something on there. And then that side has got the invoice. And this is an invoice here too, just different colors. Now, I'd like to have one a little bit smaller than that. Let's see. I'm not sure I have one smaller than that. I think that might be the smallest I have. And they don't necessarily have to go, you know, small, medium, large, anything like that. I'm just, you know me. I am just doing it this way. Now, I do have one of these. That could always go on there. Yeah, I think I'm going to cover that. I do. I want this covered. I don't want that on there like that, so I'm just going to cover it up. And I'll use some of the little scrap pieces that I've got here, maybe. Maybe, if they go the right way, that is. I don't know. That one will. This piece is thick. It's thick paper, and that's why I'm using my art glitter glue on it. It would just tear my glue stick up. Yes, I like that. We can put a little ink around that. Make it look a little bit better. And then we'll flip it over and put something on this side. And there we go. Perfect fit. I love these little pieces of ephemera. Okay. And then that will go on like that. Yes. And I probably will either slide it down toward the bottom or up toward the top, not necessarily in the middle. Oh, it's coming along. I like this. And of course, we got to put that one in there somewhere. We'll insert it somewhere in there. Because you can always attach more than one. Like, let me take some of these off and I'll show you. Like we attached that one there. You can come back in if you want. This one would be that way. And attach another one there if you want to do that. You can just keep attaching them any way that you want. Stagger them up and down. See that we would cut part of that off. And there again, we'll figure out how to close all that up when we start putting it together. Oh, I like this. Now, I think I'm going to make a few more. I'm not finished. I want to make more. Let's do one of these junk mail envelopes. Now, we need to leave the flap, but I don't necessarily have to have that big a flap. So we just cut that part off. And it can be the length, I think. Yeah, we can leave it the length. But I think I want to turn it this way. I'll flap on this side. And I just alternate. I do left side, right side, left side, right side. It just, I can kind of keep up with it that way. And if I get to the end and I see I've got too many for one side and not enough for the other, then I just make another one. I've got plenty of junk mail envelopes, so I may just use a little piece of that. This goes with the January E-Club kit. This is your download. If you are a member, and if you're not a member, and we will have some extra ones that we have left in the store probably tomorrow. If you're not a member and you just purchase the E-Club kit, you can still get the freebie. It's an 8-page digital that I made. Let's see. I'll trim it off just a little bit at the bottom. It's a little bit too long. Yep, that'll go perfect. And I might put a little pocket down here later when I start to attach it. Okay. Now, I don't want that little V in there, so I'm going to bring my paper across like this. That means I have to put my glue on here, so don't let me forget. Don't let me forget. You know, that's a really pretty piece right there. I know it's not long enough, but we're going to use it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a pocket down here so you would never know the difference. Now, I need to make sure that I get it the size that I need. I don't want it to come all the way up there. I want to have room to put my items in there. So we want to cut it right there. And I'm going to cut this one. It's a little bit thicker paper. I need to even that up, though. That's crooked as a dog's hind leg. Okay. And someone said they got one of those trimmers from us, this Tonic Tim Holtz trimmer. Wanted to know how to use it. I will try to do a little demo on it. It's very simple, but I'll try to do a demo on it shortly. It is a little bit different lining your paper up on it than some of the guillotine trimmers, but it's not that much different. Okay. Let's erase our little mark there. Okay, we're going to put our glue on here. then try to put this down where I got glue. And if I have glue on an outer part, I'll just wipe it off. There we go. Yes, I don't have my pocket glued down. That's a good thing. It's always a plus. Or glued together, I should say, not glued down. And I was going to use that, but I don't think I'm going to now. We'll grab something else to use. I think I'll just try to fix this up where it's a pocket. I like that little bird there. Okay. I'm going to fold this up. I'll fold the sides in where I made my marks. And hope that I can get them straight. Not worry about it if I don't. That will work right there. And I'm just going to trim some of this off because I don't need that much down at the bottom. Cut our little corners out. And then we'll go ahead and punch a tiny pull on the top of this because I don't want to cut my bird off. Okay. Now we're going to put some glue here. Across the bottom flap. Then on this flap. It's a tiny bit narrower than this piece, but I'm not worried about that. We'll put a tag in it. That's going to be fine. So that is another one. We will embellish all these when we start putting everything together. But I think for now, that's going to be what we're going to do today. Now see, this one, I could come back in here and add it here. There's no limit to how many you can add. Believe me, I have added stacks. There's no limit. And then I can still put that on there. So see, just stack them at different layers, different angles. It's going to be pretty. I love it. And then we're, like I said, we are going to add some paper in there. And I may come back and add my little bags. I don't know. I'll have to kind of check it out and see how it's going to work. But I think that's the video for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I think Melina's going to come in here in just a little bit, and she's going to do a live showing you some of the new product and just kind of showing you around the store. Believe me, don't take everything to heart because it is not so neat, nice and neat right this minute. But because we've been getting in packages all week, plus we've been getting the E-Club kits out, so it's a little bit of a mess, but she's going to come in and show you that in a little while, and we will talk to you guys later. Don't forget to leave your comments below so that you can be entered for the giveaway.